Hi everyone, this is Amy and welcome back to my channel. Today we're making grilled swordfish with coconut rice. We're going to start by making a marinade. So we need half of an Asian pear, if you can find one. I couldn't, so we're just using domestic here. Just chopping off any of the brown bits and taking out that seed, the core of our pear, but leaving the skin on. And we're going to chop this up into a small dice because we're putting this in a mini chopper. We also need about a teaspoon of lime zest and the juice of one whole lime. Popping that in my food chopper along with the lime juice. We'll use the zest a little later, and a half tablespoon of fish sauce. We're going to blitz this up until we get a coarse puree. And once that's all pureed up, then we can add in the lime zest and set that aside. We also need some aromatics, so we're just smashing up one whole chili pepper, leaving it whole. We're also going to bash up and finally chop up 2 stalks of lemongrass, just the white parts, along with 2 scallions, both the white and the green parts of this. We're going to chop up a 1-inch piece of ginger into a fine little mince, 2 cloves of garlic, and we want to finally dice up 1 small shallot. Just going in and giving this a cute little choppity chop. And once all of our aromatics are chopped up, we can head over to the stove. So in a small saute pan, we're going to add a tablespoon of neutral oil, all of our aromatics, and we're going to let this cook just until those shallots start to become translucent. Also adding in 2 crumbled up dried kaffir lime leaves. If you can't find these, just leave this part out. We're going to stir fry this, and after 2 minutes, we're going to deglaze our pan with a half tablespoon of mirin, just scraping up all that gorgeous fond and flavor on the bottom. Just shutting off the heat, and we're going to put this into a small bowl and mix this along with our pear puree that we just made as well. And we're going to mix this together until all those ingredients are thoroughly incorporated and until this cools down. Now for this dish, we also need 2 10 to 12 ounce pieces of swordfish, and these are gorgeous. Now I'm just putting the marinade over the top, and I'm only using half. I did forget to garnish with the rest of this later, that's why we cooked it. But I used it a little bit later on something else and it was perfectly fine. So just popping this on top and rubbing this in on both sides, making sure it's thoroughly coated so all those flavors get integrated into our swordfish. Then we're going to put this in the fridge to marinate for 30 minutes. And while that's marinating, we're going to go ahead and make some coconut rice. So over on the stovetop in a small pot, we're going to add a tablespoon of either coconut oil or neutral oil. To this, we're going to add 1.5 cups of rinsed jasmine rice, and we're going to stir fry this or let this cook and toast up for about 2 minutes before adding in 1 whole can of coconut milk, a half cup of dried unsweetened coconut flakes, 2 kaffir lime leaves, and 1/4 of that can of water. We're going to let that cook for 15 minutes, shut off the heat, cover this with a towel, and just let this rest for 10 minutes. Back to our swordfish, pulling this out to come to room temperature. Heating up our grill pan with a generous amount of oil. We don't want our fish to stick. And once that's ready to go, we're going to pop in our swordfish steaks, and we're going to cook this for about 2 to 3 minutes per side, depending on the thickness of your swordfish. Giving that a little flip, and while that other side cooks, we're going to season our rice at this point because we didn't add a lot of seasoning the first time. So to this, we're going to add about a half teaspoon of salt after we fluff it up with a fork, a half teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper, but season this to your taste. And to add a little brightness and zing to our rice, we're going to add in the juice of half a lime, just giving that a little squeeze. And for some freshness, pardon me, we're going to add a little bit of cilantro. This is optional as well. We're going to give this a little mix, and we are pretty much ready to serve our beautiful dish. So plating with our coconut rice first. I did flatten this out a little bit more with a spatula so the swordfish fits perfectly. Garnishing with some more cilantro and some lime wedges. And this is looking fantastic. Now let's go ahead and give this a taste. The fish is perfectly cooked. It's picked up all those beautiful flavors that we marinated it in. This coconut rice is a perfect pairing. It's creamy, a little sweet, and adds so much beautiful flavor and texture to this dish. But there it is. grilled swordfish with coconut rice. I hope you all try to make this in your home. Thank you so much for spending time with me again today. I really do appreciate you. If you like this video, give it a like. If you loved it, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell if you haven't already, because I put out new videos every Thursday. Thank you again, and until next time, happy cooking.